Welcome back, and you are watching the Dr. Nandi Show. I appreciate you staying with us. And when we left you, we had Dr. Kim, and we're talking about relationships. And Dr. Kim, you know, every relationship, right, has peaks and valleys. If you're facing a rough patch, should you do what they say on television sometimes? Get out. You know, because if it's not right, it's not supposed to be. Should you do that, or should you do something different?
You should work. My husband used to say all the time, divorce is easy.
Yes.
Walking away is easy. But marriage takes true tenacity and work. Sure, it gets difficult, but if we can go and talk about it, how are you feeling? What are your feelings? What are your needs? When couples come to me, I have them do a need list factor sheet. Tell me what your needs are. And they're like, wow, I never knew you needed this. I never knew you wanted this.
Wow.
See, you have needs and you have wants.
Correct.
But we have to be able to convey those messages to one another so that I can hear you, I can feel you. We should not be sleeping in separate bedrooms. We should not be walking past each other like glorified roommates. Don't you see the children? They see that, you know, family members. Even when you are working together. My husband and I, we work together. We were co-therapists together.
Yes.
He was a clinical social worker. I was a psychologist and psychotherapist. And we worked together. And we had to blend together. And we had to set, again, those boundaries, respect. We had to look at how important it was. He would come in my office and give me a kiss. And he would send me a message. I just called to say, I love you.
Oh, that's so nice.
And he's right in the next office. And I would walk in and say, but then you get home and you want to treat me differently. No, it must carry through.
Correct.
So that we will have balance. Because eventually it's just like a disease. It starts within, it will come out. It will manifest itself. And then people begin to see stress, depression, anxiety. They begin to see all those traits of these disorders. Yes, and what's wrong. And then after a while, I can't cope. I can't do anything.
And the first thing, if you remember, for those who are keeping track, in the last segment, Dr. Kim said the success of her relationship was based on communication.
Yes.
And when you communicate, you're so right, your wants and needs, you have to let people know what you want. And here's the thing, even, I'll tell you, personal, you know, I'm talking about personal experience, that even with me and my wife, sometimes it can be a little bit what? Stressful. It could be a little bit risky, right? Because you want to tell them that you need something, but even with a relationship that's been there for years, you're a little embarrassed or you're a little this. You may think that your wife or husband may think that. You can't do that. You have to get over that because that barrier that the person has to get through, they don't even know there's a barrier there.
Right.
So the communication is key. And for my wife and I, it's always been about, to me, having the tough conversations that lead to fruit later on, meaning that fruitful relationships always start with tough conversations.
That's right. We teach listening skills at my clinic. How to help couples listen. How to help couples understand how to bounce back.
Right.
But how do you bounce back if you don't listen? So you ever remember back in the day you're on the phone, you know, and you're just in love and you fall asleep on the phone? I'm listening. I'm listening. Well, what did I just say? You missed it. You know, you don't love me. You know, yes, I do. Tell me again. So it's the same thing in our relationships now. All right. We were stay on those phones for hours. Okay. You know, what did I just say? Okay.
That's funny. But here's the thing that's really serious, that you have to learn skills in marriage.
Yes.
People think that once you're adults, you're done learning. You are not. In order to be successful in marriage, you have to have an open mind to learn. And to me, the only way you have to have a successful relationship of any kind, right, is to be able to be open-minded to learn, especially in marriage. And I think one of the keys you're giving people is learning to get skills and that being open to those skills, because if you're not, you're going to fail. Amazing advice. Such a pleasure. I could talk to you for a whole day.
Oh, yes, we're going to do that.
Absolutely. We're going to take a break. Coming up next, we'll look at the big picture and discuss relationship strategies with our panel of experts. You don't want to miss that. Please stay with us.